The new year has arrived, but for millions of elderly South Africans, it has begun not with celebration or relief, but with waiting. Waiting longer than usual for money that is neither discretionary nor optional, but fundamental to daily survival. For weeks, pensioners across the country have had to stretch limited resources, navigating rising food prices, transport costs, and medical needs through a festive season that offered little mercy to those living on fixed incomes. But before we continue, please endeavor to hit the like button and subscribe for latest updates about SASSA grants. Clarity has now arrived. The South African Social Security Agency has confirmed that old-age grants for January 2026 will be paid on Tuesday, January 6th. While the confirmation brings reassurance, the timing has underscored just how fragile life can become when a single payment arrives later than expected. This delay was not caused by administrative failure, nor by a lack of funds. Instead, it was the result of an unusual alignment of the calendar. The first Tuesday of 2026 falls on the latest possible date, the 6th, creating a 5-week gap since the last payment made in early December. On paper, it is a technicality. In practice, it translated into 5 long weeks without income for millions of elderly people who rely almost entirely on state support. What makes this situation particularly revealing is how quickly a minor structural shift exposed deeper realities. The old-age grant is not merely a pension, it is often the backbone of entire households. In many cases, it supports unemployed adult children, school-going grandchildren, and extended family members. When the money is delayed, the impact ripples far beyond the individual beneficiary. Throughout December, pensioners face the added pressures of a festive season marked by higher expenses. Food prices rise, transport becomes more expensive, and social obligations multiply. For those with no savings and limited family support, the extended gap between payments meant difficult and painful choices. Some delayed buying medication. Others cut back on meals. Many turned to borrowing, often at high interest, compounding financial stress well into the new year. SASSA has confirmed that the January payments will be made in full, with no changes to grant values. Beneficiaries aged 60 to 74 will receive R2 320, while those aged 75 and older will receive R2 340. Importantly, the agency has also confirmed that the payment cycle will return to its normal 4-week rhythm from February onward, easing concerns about further delays. Yet the episode has raised broader questions about how resilient South Africa's social support systems truly are. The grant system operates with precision, but that precision leaves little room for error or adjustment when timing shifts. For beneficiaries living on the edge of subsistence, even a short disruption can trigger immediate hardship. At the same time, there are signs of cautious optimism beyond January. Recent briefings by the Department of Social Development to Parliament's Portfolio Committee suggest that social grants remain a fiscal priority. While overall social development spending is expected to tighten, the portion allocated specifically to SASSA-administered grants is set to increase over the next 2 financial years, rising from R422 billion to R452 billion by 2027. Social advocacy groups have taken note of these projections, with many predicting another above-inflation increase to the old-age grant in April 2026. Such an adjustment would help pensioners keep pace with the rising cost of living, particularly in areas such as food, electricity, and healthcare. However, these expectations remain subject to final budget decisions and broader economic pressures. Alongside budget growth, SASSA has pointed to improvements within the grant system itself. The agency says it has strengthened biometric verification and tightened grant review processes to address long-standing vulnerabilities. According to SASSA, these measures generated R340 million in savings in just 6 months last year. That amount, officials note, would be enough to pay more than 14,600 old-age grants for a single month. These savings are significant not only for what they represent financially, but for what they signal about the sustainability of the system. As South Africa's population ages and demand for social support grows, efficiency and accountability become increasingly critical. At the same time, these safeguards must be implemented carefully to ensure that legitimate beneficiaries, particularly elderly citizens with limited mobility or access to technology, are not inadvertently excluded. The January delay, though explained and resolved, has served as a quiet reminder of how close to the edge many pensioners live. It has highlighted the reality that social grants are not a cushion, but a lifeline. When that lifeline is stretched, even briefly, the consequences are immediate and deeply human. As payments resume next week, relief will follow, but the broader questions remain. How can the system be better designed to absorb unavoidable disruptions without transferring the burden to the most vulnerable? How can predictability be strengthened in a way that recognizes the lived realities of those who depend on these grants? For now, the message to pensioners is clear. The wait is almost over. Yet the episode has reinforced a deeper truth. In South Africa, the stability of the social grant system is not just a matter of administration or budgeting. It is a measure of dignity, security, and the country's commitment to protecting its elderly citizens in times of both abundance and strain.